Hello all you wonderful people. Today is Chinese New Year in Osaka. They're celebrating in Tennoji Park, and here's a guy in a chicken costume. This guy is too legit to quit. As you might imagine, there is a large Chinese population here in Japan. And today is the day to celebrate Chinese New Year with food, friends, and drinks. Some food's more questionable than others. What's really interesting is these guys are singing right in front of the zoo, and as Simon and Garfunkel once said, someone told me it's all happening at the zoo. A wise man once said, you can dance if you want to, you can leave your friends behind, but if you can't dance and if you won't dance, well, you're no friend of mine. But that's an abandoned building. That was originally a botanical museum, I believe, but now it's just an eyesore. There is a weird dichotomy here because there's people practicing for the show and then homeless people that actually just live here, and they're just like, well, I guess my home is this for the next 3 or 4 hours. But even though today is Chinese New Year, there's something crazy going on in Nara. They're actually burning an entire mountain. So it's time to head to Nara. Maybe I'll see some deer. Back in Nara, can almost smell the deer. And there's the mountain right there that's going to be burned, Wakakusa Yama. And I'm really far from it. Actually, I'm right here. You guys remember this? This is the former palace before the emperor was even in Kyoto. This is back when Nara was the capital of Japan. It is pretty interesting to me, even though there is a place that is very important in the history of this area. There is a train that goes right through the center of it. It's crazy. This character is being beat up by these kids just trying to do his job. So why do they set a whole mountain on fire every year? Well, as the story goes, in the 1700s, Todaiji Temple and Kofuji-ku Temple, where the big pagodas are, had a dispute. This is my land. No, this is my land. They had a dispute over land. And eventually someone got really upset and lit the mountain on fire. And now every year they do a little tradition where they set it on fire. Some say the story actually originated because they were trying to drive animals or pests out of Nara, but they lit a whole mountain on fire. And now they do it every year, and that's pretty intense. Well, they got some cute little mascots over here. Actually, that mascot is based on a famous story about a girl being found in a bamboo stalk. Turns out her family's aliens. Oh, Kakui.
Come here, kid, and feel the embrace of death himself.
Oh, there's characters galore here, and dogs just waiting to eat them. Not sure what's going on. There's the city's icon, Sento Man, and here's the mascot of Nara himself, throwing his hands up in the air like he doesn't care, or stroking his beard. What up, man? Oh my goodness. There's the Shinkansen man. He's kind of famous here. He's on the news all the time. He is wearing basically a bullet train on his head, and he can roll around like a bullet train. It's actually rare to see him. Oh, there he goes. There's a Shinkansen.
Hey kids, here's some terrible life advice for you. If you find yourself with a gimmick, you're going to be popular. So come to Japan and have a gimmick and you'll be popular too.
Surprisingly, he's kind of a local celebrity just because he's got such a unique costume. Listen folks, you can say many things in your life, but you can't say you met a man who is dressed as a Shinkansen. I met Shinkansen man! If you are interested in learning more about this place, check out my video that I shot here a couple months ago. Right now I'm trying to get in the Emperor's former viewing chambers where he would see and watch things that were very interesting, I assume. Mel Brooks said it. It was going to be the king. Built in 715. And this is the audience hall. There we go, that's a better way of saying it. On the roof they have hand-painted drawings of the Chinese zodiac. And if you're familiar with King Kakujin, which is a very famous temple in Kyoto, they also have a chicken on the top of the emperor's seating area. It's interesting to think that the emperor sat right there a long time ago, ruling over this land, thinking, That's good. That's bad. I'm the emperor. How you doing? Out of all the chairs he could have picked, I think he picked the most uncomfortable looking chair. Right now, as it would have been many, many years ago, they're setting up for a celebration and doing a little bit of celebrating right now. Imagine being an emperor and just being like, yeah, you guys are doing good. Thumbs up for me. Well, here I was thinking that this was an original, but I was just informed that this was built in the year 2010. It tells you right there. I guess it must explain why the glass sidings are here. Right outside the Emperor's Audience Hall, there are the 4 gods of China. This is kind of like the Krampus of Japan. It'll bite your head off if you're not careful. You gotta be able to trick it. Wow, check out this boss danjiri. These things are for good luck and like fortune for the community. They tip at every place that kind of gives them money, and people push and pull on them. Sometimes they run through the street. There's people on the top and inside playing drums and people dancing on top. I was lucky enough to be a part of a danjiri group, and man, it's a lot of fun. I'm very, very lucky to be a part of that. Now that was a pretty cool experience, and I was lucky to be able to go in to the audience hall, but now I want to head closer to the mountain. There's sort of a comedic element to this whole burning of a mountain thing. The name of the event is called Yamayaki, which means like grilled mountain. I'll have my mountain toasted, please. Thank you very much. Ah, he's kind of adorable. Drawn over, but adorable. This is Kofuji, one of the temples that had disagreement on where the land began and ended, causing a rift in fire eventually. Also, if you guys have ever been to Epcot before, this pagoda behind me may look a little familiar. Next week is Setsubun, where they throw beans at Oni, which are demons. They're gonna have demons with fire out here, but I have to work, so I won't be able to see that. I will see them burn down the mountain. This right behind me is Todaiji Temple, but it's under construction, but it normally looks like this. It's absolutely beautiful, and it houses the largest bronze Buddha in the world. One thing I'm always impressed about Nara is their deer just wandering around. They've been here for hundreds of years, and no one messes with them. And if you do, you're probably put in jail, so don't do that. Plus, the deer are totally chill, and they will bow for you if you have food. Like that right there. Also, deer, or shika as they're known in Japan, are actually known as the messengers of God. So you probably won't want to hurt the messenger of God. Isn't that right, buddy? All right, see ya. And now everyone, even the deers here, how you doing, are heading towards the center of Nara Park to see the fire. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody shows up for this. They only do this once. Can't do it twice. And 3 times wouldn't be nice. But tonight, we're gonna see a fire up on that mountain. So right now, there are a couple people on the hill right there, like my big giant finger. They're right there, getting ready to light the fire. Like the Doors, come on baby, light my fire. But first, they're gonna launch fireworks off the top of the mountain, signifying the beginning of the celebration, which fireworks are kind of a rarity in Japan. They only use them for special occasions. So if you're in Japan and there are fireworks, hey, enjoy them. They may be the only ones you see. So right now, they're slowly walking up the mountain with their torches. And while the fireworks have been firing, the fire is now currently burning on the mountain. All the deer here in Nara, you gotta wonder if some of them are still up on that hill as the fire is going. Now this is a annual tradition. I don't think the deer get the memo like, hey deer, you might want to get out of here. But I'm sure when you have blazing fire coming after you, you're probably like, hey, let's go migrate somewhere else for the next 5 or 6 minutes. What's behind me right now is what you would like to call a controlled burn, something that they're trying to remove the grass from and make it easier for the mountain to be clear of debris so fire doesn't happen naturally. Now I'm a mile from that, but right now ash is actually kind of raining down from the sky from the smoke and the soot that has been created from the grass, because the smoke is coming this way. Maybe this is Silent Hill. Also, Konami, why did you make a Silent Hill pachinko game but not another Silent Hill game? There's a problem with that. And as I always say, you can do it, I can do it, we can all do it. You guys stay groovy, have a wonderful day. And if your kid ever sets fire to the rug, go easy on him, because the Japanese set fire to a complete mountain.